In 1786, Colonel Charles Washington put together the very first horse race. Charles Washington, the brother of our first president, George Washington. Fast forward to 2016, the West Virginia Derby offering up $750,000 and a very deep group. This is a very competitive field led by Cupid, as Bob Baffert always has a knack of having a horse that he can travel across the country to pick up these various derbies, whether it be Ohio and now West Virginia.
I was back there covering a race when he won it with Concord Point. Baffert's had good success in West Virginia. Miss being there, Scott. You and I got to do one together. I've been back there for like 5 or 6 West Virginia derbies. It's a fun day, a good race, and his supporting card is really good too. A lot of really good races built in around the West Virginia Derby, and it's kind of a local party because it's day racing at a track that usually races at night.
One horse and one individual that is hoping to upset Cupid in the Grade 2 West Virginia Derby on Saturday is Donnie Von Hemel, as he'll be sending out his Ridgeling Suddenbreakingnews, a horse that was so promising at Oaklawn Park, winner of the Grade 3 Southwest, as well as a second-place finish behind Creator, eventual Belmont Stakes winner in the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby. And he now joins us here on TVG to discuss this Saturday's Grade 2 West Virginia Derby. Good morning, Donnie. How are things?
Things are good. How y'all doing today?
We are doing wonderful. When did this plan come together to point towards the West Virginia Derby with Suddenbreakingnews?
Oh, I think, a couple weeks after the Belmont, probably, we decided that was the most likely spot for us. And, we kept an eye on some of the other races. But, just a few weeks ago, we decided this is the one we wanted to run in. And I think you just arrived there about an hour ago, and the voice said everything looks good.
Looking back at the Belmont, Donnie, you've had a chance to probably watch the race a couple times. What did you make of your horse's effort in the race?
Yeah, it was one where he just didn't handle the racetrack at all. He had several hit marks on both hind pasterns, and in subsequent works at Churchill, since then he hadn't hit at all. So I'm just going to have to throw that one out and say he didn't handle the track, because I certainly thought going into the race he was, the quality of horse that could have a say in the outcome of the race. And a horse we've been competing with all spring, Creator, won the race. And so I think it was just one of those things where we didn't handle the track. We had to throw it out, freshen him up a little bit, and hopefully have some fun late summer into the fall with him.
How much experience have you had shipping horses into Mountaineer?
This is number one.
Number one. Okay.
0 is the answer.
So how do you approach that? Do you lean on other trainers that you're close with to figure things out, or is it the racing office that helps out with that? How do you make the move out there?
Yeah, we talked to some people who have been there, talked to the racing office, talked to stallmen, make sure everything's ready to go, and take along everything you think you're going to need, and hopefully everything's in good shape. Like I said, the boys said everything was great when they got there, and stall was bedded, and everything's good to go.
Don, it's always tough to make rider changes when you go into big races. You made one going to the Belmont. It's a lot easier when that changes to a guy named Mike Smith. So Smith was aboard for the one shot. How easy of a decision was it to go back to Luis Quinones, his regular rider?
Yeah, it was, nothing against either rider. I thought Mike, under the circumstances, we just didn't have things go our way that day, and wouldn't hesitate to use Mike again. But talking with Mr. Henderson and all, we decided to put Luis back on in this spot. He knows the horse, and should be a good trip. We drew the outside again. It seemed we were out there several times at Oaklawn this spring also.
Well, we've grown accustomed to seeing his closing efforts. We showed back his Southwest. His performance in the Arkansas Derby was tremendous. He gave up more ground to Creator, who was able to save a little bit more, and I think that may have been the difference. But, is there enough pace in here in this race on Saturday, the West Virginia Derby, for you to feel comfortable about his style?
Well, that's the question. I think Cupid from the one hole probably I think is a danger, especially if he has pace his way. I think, he's a horse that's either on the pace or close to it. And, we'll need, some help along the way. Somebody needs to recognize he's a danger and give us a little help on the front end, maybe. But that's racing. You just have to see how things develop as the race goes, certainly.
Quick question about his work tab coming into the race, Donnie, because on paper they look very good. A bullet 5/8 in a minute and change. His work before that, second best of 17. Are those works as good as they appear to be on paper?
I've been very pleased with him. His last work at Churchill, he was just as good as he could be down the lane, and I was really pleased and encouraged to go ahead and ship to West Virginia, certainly.
Donnie, you and I got to spend some time together at Belmont in the sit-down leading up to the Belmont Stakes, and one of the topics of conversation that you brought up to me was Clever Trevor, and a horse that you hold near and dear to your heart. And at the time, he was still back at your ranch in Oklahoma, and in recent weeks, we learned of his passing. How tough was that on you, because he was such a part of the fabric of you and your family?
It's a tough day. My wife, my daughter, the McNeil family, all my extended family. It's a tough day. But we've since tried to look back on 30 good years and tremendous exciting racing he took us to, and a lot of peaceful enjoyment of him at the house, with especially like my wife Rob and my daughter Tess. Just took care of him the best he could for 20, 24 years, I guess it was. So it was, it's tough to lose one that's been that much a part of the family and a part of my racing career. Real tough.
But 30 years a good run. I think we could all agree on that. And most of them, or all of them, basically spent with you, Donnie.
Yep. It was a great run. I think that's a good description.
All right, Donnie, we appreciate the time this morning here on TVG, and best of luck with Sudden Breaking News and your first adventures into Mountaineer. Can we give you a suggestion on where you should eat this weekend? Because I assume you're going to be heading out to Mountaineer?
Yeah, fire away.
Make sure you go to LBV. It's also known as Le Bon V. It's in the casino. It's one of the best steakhouses that I promise you that you'll ever go to. Kurt and I went a few years back. It is tremendous.
I had been there before, Donna, and Scott, I don't think he was convinced. I said, Scott, this is as good a steak you'll have. This is a great spot. We went both nights we were there. Good wine, good steak. Highly recommended, Donnie.
Donnie, check it out. I'm telling you.
I'm going to hit it tomorrow night.
All right. We look forward to the review. Donnie K. Von Hemel sending out Sudden Breaking News in this Saturday's West Virginia Derby from Mountaineer, part of the highlight of the meets, and like you mentioned before, great undercard stakes as well.
Great undercard stakes. And how about that little place we had lunch in Newell, West Virginia we walked to, Scott? That was a good little cafe. My first Pittsburgh sandwich. I finally learned what that is, where you put the fries in the sandwich.
Style, yeah?
Yeah, that was good. Good time. We had a good time back there.
We did have a lot of fun. And you folks at home can have a good time in playing the West Virginia Derby at TVG.com. How about 10 times points on all wagers on the West Virginia Derby? Don't forget, it is this Saturday. For more details, full details on 10 times points on the WV Derby, go to promos.tvg.com.
Bet anywhere with TVG.